Right, question time. I put a message up on my story yesterday on Instagram asking for people to ask questions about training and anything in between. So, question 1, best breakfast before an intense leg day. So for me, what I do, I do it every single day, is I have 6 eggs and a bowl of Weetabix. Sometimes I also have a little bit of toast with peanut butter and jam on, but that is my go-to breakfast before any session. Question 2, what type of socks do you wear to stop blisters for running in trainers and boots? So my feet are old and they've had 10 years in the infantry, almost, so I could do training without any socks. My feet are horrible, you can't quite see, but I'd say there's some great socks from a company called Overfront over in Italy, and they're the socks I'd go to, I wear when I'm doing long distances. Question 3, best supplement for hydration? Water. Question 4, how do I get better in 10 ups? I've got no idea what he's on about. Next question. Question 5, best way to prep for the Paras fitness side and diet for training. So the best way to get fit in any shape or form for any course will be to get a good coach and to follow a really good program. If you're on a budget and you can't do that, what I'd say is try and get around 6 sessions per week, split down with around 3 gym and 3 cardio. Now make sure that you have a really good variation of training in there, and it's not all the same, it's not repeated too much. There's some hard, some easy. That's the best way that I can describe it. When it comes to diet, when you're in training, it's going to be very difficult for you because the food's not great. You just need to eat everything that's given to you. Before you go in, make sure, depending on your age, height and weight, if you're a bit on the tubby side, then eat a bit less, but make sure you've got enough calories to perform. If you're a little bit on the skinny side, eat more and try and put some weight on. That's the best way that I'd say. Question 6, what are ways can you recover from bad mindset during a ruck? So it depends what mindset you're in when you start. I'd say always try and start any fitness event with a positive mindset. If what this person's means is they're in rag or they're struggling because their heart rate's too high or they can't breathe and it's too hard, that's a different kettle of fish. What I'd say is if you're in that side of it, so it's hurting, try and slow it down and try not to focus on the distance that you're trying to achieve, but focus on something on the shorter term. So focus on a lamppost maybe. So if you've got a lamppost 100 meters away, rather than thinking you've got a mile to go, aim for the 100-meter lamppost. When you get to that lamppost, aim for the next 100 meters and just keep going until you hit your destination. If the motivation or your mindset's down due to something that's going on in your life, try and block it out. Try adding a bit of music on, some earphones, something like that. Question 7, how do you find the mindset for the 1,000 miler? That's a great question, and I talked about this on a podcast recently. So I think my mindset's an accumulation of all the hardships I've been through when I was a younger kid, going fishing, shooting with my granddad, waking up really early, but also the military giving me a great mindset through hard physical training and the camaraderie in service. So always try and do hard things and push out of your comfort zone, and I think that's where the mindset has came for the 1,000 miler, always wanting to achieve better. Question 8, what regiment were you? So I was in the Coldstream Guards within my service in the Army. I also passed P Company and did 2 years in Guards Parachute Platoon. Question 9, what do you eat before a run? I know we've already spoke about this. What do I normally eat before my big leg sessions and stuff like that? If I'm on a tight schedule and I have to be out the door very quickly, what I will do is have some toast with jam and peanut butter on it and a banana with some water. Question 10, how do I pass P Company? I've already covered this in this chat, but what I'd say is just reiterate that you need to train very hard and make sure that your training is varied, but make sure that you look after your body. Depending on how old you are, the training for P Company is very, very difficult. So you don't want to break yourself before you even get down there. You don't need to be a super soldier to actually pass P Company, but you need to be a really good rounded athlete. Question 11, how do I get fit when my unit doesn't give us phys? I'd like to know what unit doesn't give you PT. It's PT for people that don't understand what phys means. But what I'd say is always take fitness into your own hands, no matter where you are in any kind of uniform services. So always train in your own time. That's how you're going to be the best. And that's what I say to you. Always find that 30 minutes or 40 minutes, even if you're in your room or you have to get up early before people are up, or even when everyone goes to bed. Always get your own fitness in. Right, question. I don't even know what number this question is. I've lost count. So I'm just going to say the questions now. Age, 38. The ripe old age of 38. Never felt better. I'm much fitter now than I was in my 20s. So I'm at a good age. Funny one. When are you competing in the UK against that US Army guy? So, funnily enough, I'm actually in talks at the moment. We're going to bring it to the UK so that we can bring the UK title back. What's going to happen is we're going to be competing in the Brecon Beacons, and we're going to do some really tough training down there in some really bad weather. So I'm really looking forward to that. I'm not sure on a date yet, but it will happen in 2025. How long did you serve, and did you make the right decision leaving? Good question. So I served for almost a decade. So for anyone that doesn't understand what a decade is, it's almost 10 years. And I definitely made the right decision leaving, but I'd already sorted out my steps before leaving, setting up my coaching business, helping people get into the military. So I was in a great place before I left. What trainers do you use day to day, and do you use different ones for gym and running? So my running trainers are normally Ultra. I really like the Forward Via because they're really good on my feet and they've got really wide toe box. As I showed you my feet earlier, I've got wide gammy feet, so I have to wear a wide toe box, otherwise my feet get dragged in really tight, and that's why my nails go black and I get in a bad way when I'm doing long distances. So that's why I use the Ultra Forward Via. They have a nice wide toe box. When it comes to the gym, I either wear another form of Ultra or I like Rad trainers. I'm unsure of what name they are, but I like Rad trainers. I also like wearing some barefoot trainers. I can't think of the name now. That's it, Vivo barefoot. They're nice for the gym because you can plant yourself nice on the ground. That's the end of the Q&A from Instagram. If you've got any more questions for me, then drop them in the comments and I'll add it onto the next video. Like and subscribe. Let's get it.